Welcome to Focal Point, the show where we bring you real conversations with real people, centering humanity and truth. I'm your host, Dr. Elijah Nicholas, and today we have an unforgettable lineup. Welcome to Focal Point. Before every conversation, I take a moment to set the tone. We light this candle to welcome peace into the room, to invite spirit to lead the way. I'm Dr. Elijah Nicholas, and this season we are exploring joy, not the kind that ignores the storm, the kind that shows up in the middle of it, the kind you have to protect, the kind you have to choose. Today, we speak boldly about Black women and HIV. We shine light on truth. We honor resilience, and we celebrate women who remind us that joy can rise even in the hardest seasons. My first guest is a warrior for her community. Masonia Traylor is a mother, a speaker, and a global activist who has reached hundreds of thousands of young people around the world. She was diagnosed with HIV in 2010 at only 23 years old.
It usually don't take that long to upload the lab results. And I hadn't heard nothing back. I said, So they called me and they asked me to come in. She said, well, I looked through all your test results and everything. I said, okay. And she said, everything came back okay. You don't have any gonorrhea. I'm like, yeah, I know that. Like, chlamydia, anything like that. I said, okay. She said, but your HIV test result came back positive.
Wait a minute.
I was devastated and I was in shock.
2 weeks later, she learned she was pregnant with her second child. What could have crushed her became her catalyst for her purpose. She is the founder and CEO of Lady Burgundy Incorporated. She sits on advisory boards, health councils, and national committees. Her voice has been featured on radio, television, billboards, and national campaigns. Her mission is simple: change the narrative, save lives, walk in joy. Masonia. Yes. Welcome to Focal Point with Dr. Elijah Nicholas. I am so happy to have you here today.
I'm joyful to be here with you.
You joyful to be here?
Yes.
We are starting off joyful. Yeah. I'm really excited to have you on the show. I've had the pleasure of seeing you speak and all the things, and now our audience gets to learn about Masonia. So who is Masonia?
Who is Masonia? That is a really good question. Let me think. She is a mother of two, first and foremost. I have a college student and a high school student. Wow. From Decatur, Georgia.
Okay.
And I love meeting people. Yeah. I love meeting people. I tell people that my name is pronounced much softer than my presence. So I think that is a little bit more about Masonia.
And I was just going to say, so tell me how to pronounce it so I'll make sure I'm saying it right.
You said it.
Masonia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You said it.
Okay.
So I am Masonia Burgundy Traylor. I have been living with HIV for now 15 years. And 14 of them publicly. Okay. Yep. And my life's work is to support, prioritize, and liberate Black people navigating an HIV diagnosis. And what that could look like is anyone Black living with or not living with HIV, because we're all navigating.
We're all navigating it.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So I have heard your story. I've heard you speak, and your story is so rich. I use the word rich because perhaps it's the way you tell your story too, and maybe your level of vulnerability And I really appreciate that because I think that's when we learn and grow in our vulnerable spaces and when we're vulnerable with each other. And so this segment is all about Black women
Okay.
navigating, if I may use that word, navigating HIV. And it's because we don't see it enough. We don't talk about it on TV. We don't talk about it at the dinner table. We sure don't talk about it at church. We don't talk about it at senior homes, at schools. And so that is what this segment is all about. And so I would love for you to share with our viewers your journey, how your journey of navigating HIV has been. How did it start? Where, like, take us back 15 years, if you will.
It would probably start a lot further than that at
Okay.
15 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, actually, when I was 8 years old, I was introduced to HIV. I did the AIDS walk at
Okay.
8 years old, and I did some fundraising to try to get a T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my T-shirt because, they had Bring Your Child to Work Day.
Uh-huh.
And I walked around my mom's office, the cubicle offices, and I just asked,
Okay.
like, you want to donate with my little paper? And I think you had to raise anywhere from like $100, $200
Uh-huh.
just to get a T-shirt.
$100, $200 for one T-shirt.
You had to raise that much just to get one T-shirt, but I definitely I wanted it.
Okay.
And then from there, high school, we definitely saw a lot of HIV awareness stuff, but didn't really hear and talk about it until high school, where they did an assembly, and the lady came in and she shared her story. And from her story, I was just committed to, like, wow, you don't know if someone has it just by looking at them. And this is 2002. They had the DARE program back then, and the DARE program was drugs against, I can't remember what DARE stand for right now.
Oh, it was big when I
but
was younger.
we had Red Ribbon Week
Okay.
every year, and I actually look forward to Red Ribbon Week. They was talking about gang violence and drugs. Say no to drugs, and HIV was included in that.
Okay.
And so the young lady came to the school and shared her story of potentially having HIV. The way she shared the story, and then all of a sudden, she said that her test results came back positive, and she took forever to get tested.
Wow.
She didn't get tested until she was sick and almost died. I'm like, common sense say that if the person you was dealing with got sick and died, and there was a rumor going around, why wouldn't you go get tested? I said, okay. And at the time, she was saying that it could lie dormant in your body, that the virus could lie dormant in your body for up to 10 years without you knowing it. And I was like, well, the smart thing to do is just go get tested, But if you had already exposed yourself to a transmission of HIV, then you would need to start getting tested now for the next 10 years is what I got out of it.
Okay.
So I had been sexually active as a teenager and had decided, I made a commitment that I would get tested for the next 10 years of my life.
Wow.
At minimum.
You made that commitment to yourself in high school.
I was 15 years old. I was in, I don't think I was until, I might have been in 11th grade, 10th or 11th grade. Yeah.
I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
To make that commitment. Because for one, many high school students don't even have HIV on their mind.
But they weren't even talking about like treatment. It was just like maybe somebody could do something if I had known about it. I don't remember her talking about taking medicine. Maybe they did. They were talking about cocktail back then. So, but it just made sense. Like, you get sick, go treat it. It was just common sense. So at the time, CDC's guidelines had not been updated around encouraging you to get tested once a year. Minimum.
Okay.
That had not been the case. But that was just my conscious decision. So I started working in the pharmacy, and I would dispense medications for people living with HIV, of course. And I always wondered when I dispensed their medications and rang them up, how did they feel? Like, were they scared they were going to die? I wonder how long did they have to live? And I really couldn't ask those questions because, one, it was inappropriate.
Sure.
And a bit unethical to, like, just ask those type of questions when they're just coming in. So I would do a little extra for some people that I knew had cancer based on the medication they were picking up, or HIV or syphilis. Like I know what's going on.
Right,
And they
right.
would come with such somber aura and energy. So I would, be a little more chipper and joyful. And they would slowly come in a little more happier, or just looking to be seen. And so some more years went by, and I went to the Tom Joyner family reunion in Florida.
Okay.
I saw this girl walk past me on my lunch break that says, I have HIV on the front of the t-shirt. And it stopped me. I was like, do I tag her down? What? And I just was like, I'm going to ask her real quick. So I tag her down. Said, excuse me. She turns around, flips her hair. Yes. I said, you got this t-shirt on, but do you really have HIV? And
You asked her that?
Yeah. And she laughed. And I was like, that ain't funny. But she said, no, look at the back of my shirt. And on the back of her shirt, it said, if only it was just that easy to tell, get tested. And she's like, you want to get tested? I said, I must got a problem down here in Florida. She's like, yeah. And this is 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, 2010. It might have been 2009 when that happened. I got to go back and look. And so I was like, no. I get tested every year. Actually, I need to get tested this year because I didn't have health insurance. And she was like, you come get tested. And I said, no. I'll wait till I get back home to my doctors. And I said, but yeah, I would rock that shirt. That's what's up. So when I get back home, I asked my provider, she was a nurse practitioner, had been going to them since I was 12 years old.
Wow.
When I started my cycle. And I just told her, hey, I want to get tested for everything. And she was a new nurse practitioner to that practice. But I've seen her a couple of times, so I built a rapport. And she was like, okay, Masonia. I was like, okay, I want to get tested for everything. It's been a minute. I finally got some health insurance again. Let's do it. And she started going through the charts and everything. I said, wait, what is everything? I don't know what prompted me to ask that.
Like when I asked for everything, I want all the tests.
Yeah.
And now you want to know what you just asked for.
Yeah. I don't know what prompted me to ask it, but I was like, what isn't everything? She started gonorrhea, chlamydia, and I was like, I ain't got none of that trick. Been there, done that. She named everything but HIV.
Really?
And that was the reason why I was scheduling that appointment, because when I get tested, I would go back to my friends and encourage them to get tested, because they would be scared to do stuff. They would be scared to go get condoms, ask for birth control. Although I was opposed to birth control for my own body, I just, I would go and encourage them. I wasn't afraid. I hear, grab these condoms. Ain't nobody in your business. Don't worry about that. And so,
why do you think they were afraid to get tested, though?
They
Specifically for
just
HIV.
didn't want to know. Like, it wasn't even just HIV. It could have been.
Period.
We were 22 and under,
So out living life.
I mean, at 17, 18 years old, I think we had some teen clinics back then. But people were just afraid to go. They didn't want to go by themselves either. And it's like, I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing, and I'm scared to find out.
Got it.
Like, I'm just scared. I'm scared to go by myself.
Let's just leave that over there. We're not going to deal with it.
Yeah, or, well, Masonia, if you got kind of like, when you're young, you giddy. And so, like, if you go in the condoms aisle and you see a deal, like a vibrator, you laughing and stuff. And it's like, who watching me? They, like, pull this stuff off the shelf. You scared. And people still do that as adults, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, they're like, oh.
Yeah, hide, I'm grabbing. Quick in and out.
Yeah. And I was always someone who was like bold, like this is my business, but I ain't thinking about nobody else. Let me see which one I want. This expensive, these are free. Why they selling them if they free, So yeah, I would do that. And so my commitment was, if I did it, I wasn't being a hypocrite.
Okay.
To my friends, and they were doing much more than I.
Got it.
They were doing way more. And I didn't want to lose them to something if I didn't have to. And I didn't want to feel like I was judging them either.
Sure.
But at the same time, I wanted to make sure that, like, if you needed condoms or something, you knew you could come to me. You know, it wasn't a big deal. So when I talked to that provider, she was just like, okay. I said, well, you didn't say HIV. And she goes to the chart. And we had just got online with checking your lab results and the doctors coming in with computers. I'm aging myself right now. But they literally just started making it somewhat accessible. And I didn't know I was at a preferred doctor's office.
Okay.
Like, okay, prestigious type. And she looked through the chart. She started clicking. She said, but Masonia, you got tested last year and the year before that and the year before that. Nodded my head like that. And I said, I'm going to get tested this year and the year after and the year after that because I haven't made it to my 10-year mark yet. And I explained to her the same thing I shared with you. That lady came to my school and, you know, said that she had HIV, said it could be dormant in your body for up to 10 years. I want to make sure I get tested. Plus, I do this so that when I go and talk to my friends, they can't call me and be like, well, did you get tested yet? Why are you encouraging me? And she came, she said, okay, well, we'll test you. You started dating somebody new or something? I had been with one person for about 4 years and had just started dating somebody else for about 6 months.
Okay.
So from there, I waited a few weeks. It usually don't take that long to upload the lab results. And I hadn't heard nothing back. I said, I go online, I'm looking, where my results at? It should have, it don't normally take this long.
Yeah.
And when I log in, nothing's available, so I call them.
None of your labs are available. Okay.
I'm looking for all of them. I don't see nothing. I'm like, oh. They about to tell me I got this new HPV stuff and tell me I got cancer because they said they saw some abnormal cells. I said, okay.
So now you're thinking through your mind, like, why
Something's
am I
wrong.
not seeing?
And I'm like, what if it's HIV? No, it's probably cancer. So they called me and they asked me to come in. And I'm like, something is wrong. Why you just can't tell me on the phone? Like, should I bring somebody with me, you know? And no, just, you know, we really need you to come in. They like pressed it. And I was like, I don't have time to come in. I got to go to work. Have my first apartment. I got to make these hours.
Yes.
I got to prove to the world that I can do this on my own. So I go and she comes in and she's like, so Masonia, she's nervous. When I think back, she was nervous.
Wow.
She said, well, you know, I looked through all your test results and everything. I said, oh, okay. And she said, everything came back okay. You don't have any gonorrhea. I'm like, yeah, I know that. Like, you know, chlamydia, anything like that. I said, okay. She said, but your HIV test result came back positive.
Wow.
And I was like, I was devastated. And I was in shock. Like, ears ringing kind of shock. Like, no, just... It went from that to like a wailing cry to balling up. And
all in the office?
Yeah. In the room.
Yeah. In the doctor's room.
Yeah. And so that's how we got to that point. And that was a Friday. By Monday, I was seeing an infectious disease specialist. And it just so happened it was one block down from where I was working in the pharmacy, the first pharmacy I ever worked at.
And so how was that experience? Because I think, like, we don't talk enough about stigma, and especially when you're, like, working in the hospital, working in a medical
I was in an inpatient pharmacy at the time at Piedmont Hospital. They called it the Piedmont Apothecary. So a lot of employees and outpatients were coming to pick up their meds regularly. And so they would, you know, swipe their badges. So I knew their names. Well, one of the providers that was suggested to me happened to be on the list. And I said, I can't go there. I know all their business.
Wow.
You know, no. Because the doctors fulfilled their prescriptions there. And much smaller pharmacy. But I was just like, I know all the employees there. They're going to tell my business. No, I'm not going there. They're my coworkers that I used to work with. They're going to know if I walked back, what you going to this doctor? And all of a sudden, one girl worked there I used to party with. Nope. I didn't want nobody to know.
Right.
But this spot was just close enough. And what really got me there was not the nurse that gave me my diagnosis, but the new doctor, a white man. He brought me the list and he highlighted a few. And he was intentional because the one that he put a star next to, he said, I go to church with her. And this is the work that she does. She's really great. And I said, okay. I looked up the address. He said, you should reach out to her. So I called that Friday, and they scheduled me an appointment that Monday. Yeah.
Wow.
And my first provider I was with for 6 years. And she even went to my graduation for college.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's still in my life to this day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like an angel of sorts.
She is. She has saved a lot of lives. A lot of lives.
And you're saving lives.
Oh, yeah.
Sharing your story and your testimony and just being visible in your advocacy work.
Yeah.
Thank you for that story. Thank you for sharing that. And so after your diagnosis, you learned of something else, a big significant event in your life.
Oh, yeah. I definitely did. One that was definitely unexpected. So, no pun intended. I get with that new provider, and doctor's appointment's only supposed to last about 20 minutes, or they get in trouble. My appointment, you want to guess how long it was?
An hour.
No.
2.
No.
3.
No.
4.
No.
10 minutes.
No.
How long?
It was about 6, 7 hours.
6 or 7 hours. Wow.
Yep.
With one provider.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So was that a caring appointment?
It
would you
was.
say?
I'll need some tissue.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, see there? Y'all so smart.
So tell me about that appointment.
I want to say, that first appointment. I don't remember it.
Oh, the one that was 6
I
hours?
remember. Okay, that first appointment. I remember crying the whole time.
It was like your world, like was it slow motion or fast motion? Or?
Neither. It was just like paying attention, like raw, very raw. Yeah, like a next level of vulnerable. And the medical assistant, she was just doing her job, and I'm looking at her like, and I asked her, I said, "You're not scared to touch me?" And she stopped and was like, "What? No." And then everything paused. And
wow.
She was like, "Give me just a second." She said, "When did you get diagnosed?" I said, Friday." Everything, her whole disposition, everything changed. And so she said, "Give me just a second." She walked out the office, she came back, and it was like a whole new her.
Really?
Yeah.
Like in a bad way, good way, different?
More of a compassion with a knowing of fragility. Like, I don't know how to describe that.
Yeah, fragility is the perfect way. And compassion.
Yeah, she's like coming back with like, okay, we know we got this newborn. We can't hold it any kind of way we want to, you know?
Wait a minute, it's newborn. Wait a minute. Wait, you skipped the whole, how do we get to newborn? How we get to
it's
newborn?
like holding a newborn.
Oh, like holding a newborn.
Yeah, like
there is a newborn coming. Right?
We getting there. So I see a medical assistant, I see another medical assistant, I see a peer counselor, I see 2 phlebotomists, and 16 vials of blood, 17 vials of blood.
Wow.
They stick me 7 times. I'm dehydrated because I done cried the whole weekend and all that day as well.
And did you have support at that time?
Describe support.
Anyone that you would consider support?
No,
Family, friends, community?
Nobody knew. I just Was
It
it?
was just you. So you're
I mean,
dealing with this
I
alone?
told I told my boyfriend at the time. I told him, but other than that, no. It
Wow.
just it was for what?
It was you.
That's it. Like what I'm telling anybody for? That's that's my business, right? So I see all these people in that day, but I come back, and the doctor's office was calling me daily. I didn't understand. And come back about 2 weeks later. In hindsight, I realized they was calling me because they felt I might have been suicidal. Yeah. And I was praying to die. But when I came back within 2 weeks, my nurse practitioner came in. She melted down the door, like just her back. She just dropped.
Wow.
And she told me I was pregnant. Yep.
A little unexpected.
A lot.
You've been diagnosed,
Yeah, ain't nothing else you can give
and
me.
now you're pregnant,
Yeah.
and now what?
I mean, I'm early on, so I got a decision to make. I can go get an abortion or I can carry this child. But I had already told myself within them 2 weeks that I didn't want to have any more children because I don't want to birth an HIV positive baby. I wouldn't want them to go through that, and I wouldn't want to deal with it. And when she told me that, I just numb, still numb. Okay.
And that was how many years ago? How old are, if I may ask, how old are your babies now?
We got one that's 21 and the other one is 14.
What a testimony.
I know.
Like that in and of itself is such a testimony.
Yep.
To go from praying to die is what I think I heard you say. I was praying to die.
Yeah.
To now your babies are, and I'll say babies because my mom still calls
Oh
me
yeah, you forever, forever, ever.
and so now like that is such a huge testimony, and it shows that life is possible. Like literally
Life in itself.
life is possible. Thank you for sharing that story, your story. And I really wanted to, I think the every moment is important along the journey.
Oh yeah.
And I think the reason I wanted to take time is because I want people to understand the journey of how you got to this seat today. And it is not to be taken lightly.
Oh no, I went through some things.
Yes.
That's just you know how like you do a time lapse? Yeah, that's the time lapse version of all the little pieces that it took to even just sit here and just still have that powerful piece of the conversation.
And it's so powerful because there's so many lessons in there, like in every moment. There's so much stigma in there, and some self. Go ahead.
I started calling it self-inflicted stigma, and over time, I think what do they call it now? People say it's something differently in public health. They don't call it self-inflicted. I don't know.
But that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a word for it, a phrase they use for it now.
We tell us all these things. We say reasons why we shouldn't get tested, reasons why we shouldn't go to the doctor, reasons why we won't be successful, reasons why we shouldn't have a baby.
Why we shouldn't deserve to have
all of these things.
All these pieces around HIV, because when you hear people whispering hushback at that time, you know, it's like, well, you don't deserve to have sex anymore, and HIV is a punishment. Especially that one, HIV is a punishment. So that means, wait, I aspire to have kids and get married. Who's gonna want me now? Then I don't want to give this to anybody else. I'm supposed to be the next matriarch in the family, the one that cooks all the meals and teaches everybody how to cook and got all grandma's recipes. And
can you cook?
It depends now.
I used to cook. I used to cook. Did you become like that cook? Was that a dream?
Oh yeah, definitely. From age 7, I started cooking at 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. Crack
an egg, fried, scramble it. I learned how to cook.
Okay.
And I like the little intricate detail of how the egg would break. It was so interesting.
Okay. Like the slow roll.
Yeah, all of it. It was like
Okay.
sometimes too much, too little. I liked that as a kid.
Okay.
But from age 7, I yeah, everybody people came to eat. They knew that if they was coming by the house, they knew they was full meal.
Okay.
By the time I was 8 years old, I can prepare
8
full
years old.
meals.
And did cooking bring you joy over the years?
It used to bring me a lot of joy.
Okay.
A lot of joy. Like all the little, I mean, it's so nerdy, but like, it's so interesting how like a pinch of cinnamon and something that ain't got nothing to do with sweet can turn something around and like, oh, that was a little oomph. Okay, just what you needed.
And joy is hidden in the secret things.
Yeah.
In the small things that we
right.
don't necessarily see, that we don't pause and think about. And so what brings you joy now?
What brings so much? What brings me joy now? Oh, so I had a heart attack 6 years ago.
Wait a minute. You said it so like casually. I had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I think I say all of the hardships in my life casually because they happened and they're no longer like.
Yeah. They don't define you. Clearly.
No, they don't define me. In the beginning, it felt like it did. But I think they come off so casually because I've worked through so many pieces of it. So there's an ease to it now. Yeah. And I also don't like the way you share something with people can cause something for them. And I don't want folks to take it on in that way. So I've learned how to state things.
That's very kind of you.
Yeah.
And mindful.
My daughter was 5 years old, kindergarten. And I used to walk her to school. Wow. I used to walk my baby to school. And one day we were passing the pedestrian crossing guard. And she goes, "Hey, Mom." And I'm like, "Hey, Miss Cookie." And Miss Cookie is about to get us to go across the street. I said, "Mom, what do you do for a living?" And my daughter blurts out, she goes, "My mommy's HIV." And I was like, oh my God. Her whole disposition.
5.
Yeah. Because I started teaching her younger because I knew I was going to do the work. And I was like, how do I teach my kids to be compassionate people, compassionate human beings that don't say harsh, because kids don't know not to say harsh things. Brain ain't even fully developed yet.
Right.
They just say it, and they say it so straight. So I didn't want my children to go to school with other people's kids that I might even know are living with HIV and end up being mean or cruel to those children unknowingly. So I wanted them to have a level of compassion. So it's like if they learn about HIV and make it more normal, they would be unbothered if people tried to use it against them.
Yeah, yeah.
So at 5, my mommy's HIV. Well, the crossing guard, Miss Cookie, she couldn't get the kids across the pedestrian crosswalk. She broke down in tears. I had to grab the stop sign and
oh goodness!
I had to grab the stop sign and get the kids across the street. I've never held the stop. Those things are kind of heavy. If you never held the stop sign, I'm letting y'all know it's heavy. It is. And so I was like, how do I teach my daughter not to do that again to people? Like, it didn't embarrass me, but for some reason, when I share, people they'll internalize it. I think that's what it's called, internalized stigma. That's what it was. I was trying to think of it. But for some reason, if I share the story, something about it will make other people break down. I guess it's like confronting, and then they feel a high level of sympathy, and it just overcomes them. And I'm like, why are they so? It's okay. Like, I'm okay. Like, you've been seeing me all these months. You've been seeing me all these years. Yeah.
Is it possibly because we don't talk about HIV enough? We don't. We haven't I hesitate to use the word normalize, right? Because we're working to
Ain't,
end the
ain't nothing
HIV
normal
and
about
nothing,
ain't nothing
right?
normal about it.
And so we haven't like brought the conversations to the dinner tables. We haven't brought the conversations to the television.
But if you do that, you're forced to talk about sex, and I don't want to think about you doing what you do.
And that's part of the problem,
This is
though.
mine, and
As a
yeah,
society,
I
we
don't need
don't
it to cross your
like that's a
mind in that
whole
way.
nother show for another day. Because we don't talk about sex enough, in my opinion.
We don't.
So
But
that's a part of the stigma around sex, sexuality, and prevention, and
but
all of
all of
those
those
things.
things are so sacred and internal
Mm-hmm.
for every individual
Yeah,
person's like way of life, and that's their
agreed.
stuff. So it is challenging to talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
but what are your reasons for talking about it is what makes the difference
Absolutely.
in the context of the
Not just like
conversation.
randomly talking about it, but
Nah, I
but
mean,
safely,
yeah.
safely talking about it. So give me one more thing that brings you joy.
Let's see, what else brings me joy?
Or let me ask you this. We're going to do the joy jar.
Okay.
And I'm going to have you pull out a card from the joy
Okay.
jar.
A
And
lot of things in life bring me joy.
a lot of things that bring you joy.
Yeah,
Give me one more
it's
thing.
not hard. It's not hard to make me joyful. It's
Okay.
little cartoons.
Cartoons.
Oh
What's your
yeah.
favorite cartoon?
I
When you
don't
were growing
have.
up? Like, what's one favorite?
Oh,
Mine was the Flintstones.
as it would probably
And the
be maybe
Jetsons.
Looney
Looney
Tunes.
Tunes. Any of the Looney Tunes.
Yeah, and Animaniacs.
The Maniacs.
Pinky and the Brain.
Pink in the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain.
I don't think I saw that
The
one.
Pinky and the Brain. The Pinky and the Brain. One is the genius. The other one's the same. And he always go Narf. You didn't watch
Narf.
Pinky and the Brain?
Pinky in the Brain.
You gotta watch
All
it.
of our viewers, Pinky in the Brain.
They gonna laugh at
All
you
right,
too.
tell us. So this is the joy jar.
Okay.
You're gonna pick a word. Tell us what word you got and what that means to you.
Oh, that is interesting. Are all those the same? Do I get
Of
a new
course
one?
not. If
Do
you
I show
pull
it
it
to you?
again,
If I pull it again, it won't. This would be one, right?
so what card did you pull, Masonia?
I pulled resilience. Yeah.
So what does resilience mean to you?
It's like, wow, it's seeing it written versus hearing it. Hearing the word makes me want to say, oh, it just mean I overcame and it was this and that and make it joyful. But when I'm looking at it, I had a heart attack. And so my cognitive skills sometimes it just depends on what it is. I'm seeing stuff and it feels like the first time. Yeah, but I'm saying thank you because it gave me a new context to come from around it. Like why I'm pushing against being resilient in that way. Like I want other words to describe how I've been able to live as a Black woman, though.
On the other side of that, just like you just smiled, I see my mother smile.
Yeah.
And I think about the things that even though all of that struggle, all of that pain, all of the things that America brings the Black woman, my mother, you, Masonia, my grandmother, y'all still rise as Black women. And so I want to say thank you for bringing joy to this set. Thank you for spending some time with me on Focal Point
Absolutely.
with Dr. Elijah
Now,
and our viewers.
I will say my children do bring me joy.
Your
I know you wanted to pull that one.
Your children bring you
yes,
joy.
my children definitely bring me joy.
Yes.
I am really grateful for them. And what brings me joy really is my life. I really enjoy life. There are so many incredible human beings that are a part of my life, that are close to me, that have chosen to pour into me, that have chosen to hold my hand along the way, that have chosen to like help me grow and shape my world and my thinking and my being, that trust me and allow me to just intertwined in their lives here and there like a spider web, you know?
Yes.
And I'm so incredibly grateful to that. So, yeah.
Wonderful. That's a
Thank you.
powerful, gratitude is a powerful word to end on.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us here on Focal Point with Dr. Elijah Nicholas. Thank you for joining us, Masonia. I appreciate you. We'll be right back. Today reminded us that Black women deserve truth. They deserve support. They deserve protection. Masonia reminded us that motherhood and leadership can coexist with courage and clarity. Kennedy showed us the power of transparency and community. Both women proved that joy can exist right in the middle of the storm. Joy is a choice. Joy is a practice. Joy is resilience in real time. If this conversation spoke to you, there is more inside my new book, Joy. It's filled with reflections and tools to help you nurture your joy in every season of life. So wherever you find yourself today, keep going, keep growing, and keep your joy rising.